Hi friends, how are you? Welcome to Evening Reflections with me. I'm having some yummy Tulsi tea with some coconut milk and some honey. I fully intended, Sophia's up in bed with my husband and he's putting her down. Fully intended on chatting with you about how women are the most amazing meditators and they don't even know it. So I will talk about that at some point. And honestly, I wasn't going to come on tonight, but I was emptying out the dishwasher and glanced over at a post that really triggered me, that really impacted me. And basically the post was about talking about how right now our elderly, how much they're actually suffering. And they were talking about the masks. And I'm like, it's talking about how if masks worked, how come loved ones can't see the elderly? And I think that is such a really great conversation and a huge trigger for me, because the two groups of people that I see that are truly suffering in this pandemic isn't the adults. It's our children. And it's our elderly. The two most precious groups of people that are here on this earth who, as adults, we have now come into the power of being adults who should be taking care of our elderly and our babies and our children, not just babies, our children. We have our elderly who are in their last years, they're in nursing homes, and they're separated from their husbands or their wives. You are not forgotten. I think of you often. And then we have our children. My daughter says to me, Mom, she's 5. Mom, those aren't people. I'm like, what do you mean, honey? And I'm like, when they're masked, they're not people anymore. Now, we're not in public often. When we go, we just go for light rides, and our groceries are delivered. So, we're not around people at all very often. But that's how she truly feels. Our children are impacted, whether as adults we want to think about that or not. So we have the two most amazing groups of people. We have our wise men and women who have lived here on earth that they deserve to be taken care of. They took care of us. And we have our children who they're going to be in our position one day. And when you go on social media and you see grown adults not being able to come up with a solution, we see the powers to be, the people that are in charge of this world, right? Because it's not just the US, right? It's the whole world. And so far, all I am seeing in reflecting are we have one group of people that are saying wear masks, because that is truly, they're like, this is true, it's science, it's fact. And we see the same professions say this isn't really true, this isn't fact. Same professions. So there's misinformation or untruths somewhere. So when we see this as adults, we just bicker back and forth? No. As grown adults, we can't sit at a round table because the people in charge of running the world, running the country, are watching us bicker back and forth. Bickering back and forth isn't creating a solution. It's causing our elderly and our children to suffer even more. When you go to work and there's a problem at work. Is there constant bickering, or does someone say, hey, let's go to HR and let's try to figure out this problem? And you come up with a solution, and maybe both sides are like, but I can agree to that. You go to a schoolyard and the kids are bickering. And the teacher goes to those kids and says, let's come up with a solution. Okay. So, and reflecting about this, I would like to create a round table within this video. If I could go live right now, I would. But if you're watching this all the way through, thank you, because I want us to have a true conversation. So if you are, I hope both sides show up to this round table, because I think we can come up with a true solution that can make both sides happy, so that our elderly can be taken care of and our children can be taken care of and everybody can be okay. But it's been almost 6 months, and the people that are in charge are watching us bicker, watching people go back and forth. Are they laughing about it? Or are they just sitting back hoping that we can figure out a solution because they don't have one? So, let us start a round table. What could be a solution that the people that are for masks would be happy with, but still be able to take care of our elderly? And what would be a solution for the people that don't agree that masks work? That could be a solution. Let's talk about it. The one thing that I request, and the one boundary that I have, if you comment about a solution. I don't want to see anything negative. I don't want to see any bullying. I don't want to say you're wrong or you're right. There's no right or wrong, because both sides are not doing things correctly. And why do I say that? Because we still have not come up with a solution that makes everybody happy. So, what is your solution to helping the world with this horrific ordeal? I'd love to know. I can't wait to see what the comments are. Again, please make them positive, and remember, together we can totally heal and change this world, because we're all willing to do this work at home. Bye guys, I'll see you next time for Evening Reflections.